Thank you for joining us today. This is our 470th graduation for our teams in our Oregon campus. And yay, huh? And we want to welcome and thank you for coming. And we have people joining us via live stream. So hello to all of those of you out there watching from home. And we have a lot to celebrate today. So we want to thank all the groups that made this possible today. We have several groups to thank. There are puppy raisers, and I know we have a lot of puppy raisers here today, so please raise your hand, puppy raisers out there in the audience. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, the puppy raisers make it possible for this to happen. We couldn't do this without them. It just wouldn't work. So we need them, and we thank them for all their sacrifices and all their training and all their time and all their love that they give to the dogs to make them really successful guides for the clients that we have. Another group I want to thank is our donors. We couldn't do this without them. We are run entirely on donations, and so we appreciate all our donors that make it possible for us to provide a lifetime of support to our clients. And so let's give our donors a round of applause. Thank you. Yay. And lastly, I'd like to thank our employees and volunteers. They do so many jobs here to make all of this work. There's so many behind the scenes things going on. They help us with all the dog care, training, gift shop, tours, making the dog food, all the things that you don't even think about. So I want to give a big round of applause to our volunteers and our employees. And so I want to show a short video before we introduce you to the clients, and it will tell you a little bit about our program, and it also has some audio description for those that can't see it. So thank you.
Logos, Guide Dogs for the Blind and Guide Dogs for the Blind International.
Hello, I'm Noah Wiley.
A mama nurses a litter.
There's a special magic about Guide Dogs for the Blind.
Puppy bellies and wiggling tails.
Some might say it's the dogs.
Puppies squirm in a pile.
These courageous guides who change people's lives.
2 black puppies at a gate. Outside, a woman hugs her guide dog.
There's magic in the people, too.
A man walks with his dog. An older puppy licks a woman's cheek.
Like the volunteer puppy raisers.
Volunteers with puppies.
Who socialize and care for puppies in their homes.
Out walking in their neighborhood.
Encouraging them to explore new surroundings.
Riding the train.
And giving them love and guidance.
In the park.
To help prepare them to be a guide dog.
And in a group at the airport.
And, when it's time, part ways so that the puppy they have raised can go on to change someone's life.
A team on a city sidewalk.
When dogs return to our campuses, our world-class instructors work their magic to maximize each dog's potential to become highly skilled, smart, and loving companions.
Instructors with dogs.
Teaching each dog how to safely guide someone who is blind or visually impaired through the world when they're at home.
Relaxing by a fireplace.
Hiking.
On a forest trail.
Visiting friends.
At a picnic table.
Catching a plane.
Navigating baggage claim.
Heading downtown.
In a city crosswalk.
Across town.
Along a riverfront.
Taking public transportation.
At a train station.
Or heading to work.
Riding an escalator.
They will even disobey a command if it means keeping their handlers safe.
People with guides in their neighborhoods.
Those who are on the other end of the harness might say the magic is there, moving freely through the world with ease, confidence, and independence. Along the way, helping them develop new relationships, connect with new people, building stronger, more compassionate communities.
A group of people with their guide dogs in Chinatown.
We know there is magic in these partnerships.
A woman hugs her dog.
The bonds that are formed.
Another kisses her dog's head.
The places they go.
A group of people and guide dogs at the Golden Gate Bridge.
The dreams that come true.
A woman leads small boys on a walk with her dog.
It's in the care.
Playing in a yard.
The friendship.
A woman pets a dog.
The lifetime of love.
Lying in her lap.
It's the ability to live a fuller life without limits.
A woman scales an indoor climbing wall.
At Guide Dogs for the Blind, you are part of an amazing community that works together to make these partnerships possible at no cost to our clients.
Vets give checkups.
A community that helps us care for the health of our dogs over their lifetime. A community that provides the necessary training to help prepare potential clients for the guide dog lifestyle.
Instructors with clients.
A community that gives children in our youth programs the opportunity to experience the magic of a guide dog, to see if having a dog may be right for them.
Children interact and play with dogs.
A community that makes dreams of inclusion, enhanced confidence,
Clients walk with dogs.
mobility, independence, and companionship come true.
A man with his dog on the beach.
That's the magic of Guide Dogs for the Blind.
Share an orange sunset.
And it's all because of you.
He hugs his dog. Blackout. Logos. Guide Dogs for the Blind and Guide Dogs for the Blind International. The light fades to black.
All right, so before we meet the clients and the dogs, I just wanted to tell the class that I'm very proud of you for all your work you've done while you're here. They've been here 2 weeks learning how to work with their dogs, getting to know each other, and learning routes that are similar to what they'll be doing in their home area, and gaining confidence that they can go home and start out with a new dog in a good way. And I want to introduce senior instructor Jamie Madison, who's going to introduce the teams to you.
Thank you, Margie. It is my privilege to be introducing the class of OR470. The first person coming up to stage is going to be Mr. Steve Bailey. He hails from Whistler, British Columbia, and he is receiving his second guide dog, Botti. Botti is a male, black Labrador Retriever raised by Sharon Constantino of Grass Valley, California. Botti will be living with Steve's retired guide dog, Roxanne. Steve and Botti will be traveling along the many trails of Whistler, as well as the sidewalks of Whistler, too. Now on to Steve.
Oh, thank you. I'd just like to thank everybody involved, from the breeders to the puppy raisers to the staff, the GDB, and just so much incredible attention to detail, and it's very much appreciated. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. So I am Daphne Cosentino, and I raised Botti with my mom, Sharon, and his aunt, Julie. 1 year ago, Botti stood on stage with me while I gave a speech at my own high school graduation. And now it is my pleasure to get to stand up here and give a speech at Botti and Steve's graduation. Botti is the fourth guide dog that my family has raised, but he was the first that I myself was a main raiser for. And it's pretty clear that he's my baby. I have over 1,700 photos of him that I am always looking for an excuse to share if anyone wants to spend several hours going through them with me. I raised Botti my senior year of high school, and he truly became my class's dog. He came with me to school every day, and he knew the routine. Every time I opened the back of my car, he would poke his head out and look left and right down the rows of cars to see which of his friends were there, and if he would get some love from them before class. Whenever I was late for class, which was often, he was kind enough to allow me to blame it on him. Although during school, he never mastered the art of being silent. I had to learn pretty quickly that round bones on the linoleum would in fact roll away from him about every 10 seconds. He knew we had a routine after school too. Take off the vest, a quick pee break, and then goodbyes and pets from all the seniors parked together. I have a few key memories of sitting in the back of my car with a crying friend after class while they softly stroked Botti's fur and slowly started to feel better. We would come home and he would either find comfort by my mom's feet and take a nap, or go find my dad and try and play tug of war for hours. He was my biggest cheerleader and showed up to all of my basketball games. My team always joked that he was our unofficial mascot. He collected quite a few nicknames from students as well. The Vot, Votty Hottie, and Spoiled, to name a few. Botti was my adventure buddy, and he went everywhere with me. He would help me through doctor's appointments and therapy sessions. He went on hikes and to lakes with me. We took him to San Francisco and Napa. He saw the sea lions on the coast of Monterey and the goats on our own road. Botti is always ready for adventure. He is able to adapt to any situation and make himself comfortable. From his adventures, he made quite a few friends. I have never seen such a community of people love a dog the way my community loved Botti. I constantly had people telling me that if he failed, they would take them in. And I just told them that I would add them to the list. Steve, it was such an honor to raise Botti for you. I hope that the pair of you continue to learn and grow together. I hope that you will be so in tune with each other that it feels like he's reading your thoughts and predicting your every move. I hope he provides you comfort and security while becoming your best friend. But more than all, I hope that we did a good job raising Botti for you. I have no doubts that you two will continue to care for each other and give the other all the love you have to offer. Botti, thank you for allowing us to care for you. We now pass your leash to Steve.
Congratulations to Steve and Botti. Next up, we have Mr. Keith Ellis. He hails from Sacramento, California, and is receiving his first guide dog, Bubba. Bubba is a male yellow Labrador retriever raised by Sarah Berry of Tucson, Arizona. Keith works in disability services at Folsom Lake College. Keith and Bubba will be walking around Sacramento, riding the light rail, and eventually flying on planes too. On to you, Keith.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Over the last few years, I've had legal blindness since my sophomore year in high school, and as my orientation and mobility specialist in high school would like to point out and remind me, I wouldn't use my cane much at all because I hate the thing. And over the last few years, my vision has progressively deteriorated, and I came to the conclusion that I'd have to start using my cane more for my own safety or get a dog. And I'll admit, my first night here just 2 weeks ago, I was a little overwhelmed and felt like, what the heck am I getting myself into? And there's all this stuff and all these things. It's way more than just having a pet dog. And when I met Bubba the next day, it was perfect. I knew he was for me. And it was like our first or second route in Gresham, where we're out walking, and there was a parent and their child in the middle of the sidewalk in the shadows, and I didn't see them. Bubba did, and Bubba did what Bubba does. It led them around, took me around them so I didn't walk into them. And halfway through, I realized that the child started giggling, and that was the moment I knew that this was perfect for me. And that night in my room, I just kind of had a little meltdown with Bubba. And he was there for me. He realized, and he cuddled with me, and I just felt really like this is what I needed going forward. And he's made me earn his affection here and there throughout the last 2 weeks. So, and I am just really grateful for all the donors, all the staff, and everyone who has made this possible for me, and especially Sarah.
Thank you, Keith. Don't worry, he's used to emotional outbreaks. I'm fond of them. I actually wrote this down just in case that I had an emotional outbreak, aka crying, but I put on a full face of makeup, so I hopefully won't. I'm just, I mostly have thank yous that I want to make, because Bubba and I truly had to lean on our community multiple times through his raising. First, I want to thank my parents for encouraging me to get back into puppy raising. I'm just so happy that here I go. I want to say thank you to Sandy, our community rep, for believing in me when I didn't have as much faith in myself as a puppy raiser. I want to thank my leaders, Debbie, Jenny, and Jean, for their grace with teaching me the ropes again, since I went 11 years between puppy raise each puppy. I just want to thank the whole Tucson Club for donating $350 towards the cost of Bubba's new harness, and for caring for Bubba and I with endless amounts of kindness. I'm sorry. I also really want to thank Ed and Grace. They're not here, but they are also from the Tucson Puppy Club, and they were my unofficial co-raisers for Bubba, and I appreciate them both endlessly for their help. And last, I saved the best for last, Keith. I've already told you 1,000 times, but I'm just so happy to get to witness Bubba walking into a life with you, because Bubba saved my life. And I know he's going to do so much more in this world for you by your side. Thank you for being his perfect match, and I just wish you the best new adventures with him. I told you I'd get emotional.
Thank you. And thank you for the harness donation. Thank you. Congrats to Keith and Bubba. Last but not least, we have Ms. Marcia Wick. She hails from Colorado Springs, Colorado, and is receiving her second guide dog, Bowser. He is a male black Labrador retriever raised by Diane Lee of Tucson, Arizona, and Jean Loney of Tucson, Arizona. Marcia is retired and now works as a freelance writer. Bowser will be living with her retired guide dog, Vivienne. Marcia and Bowser will be walking Colorado trails, and Bowser will be showing Marcia all the cracks in her neighborhood's sidewalks. Here you go.
Thank you. So I'm Marcia Wick, and I was here 10 years ago next month, graduating with my first guide, Vivienne, and it's like blink. I'm just so grateful to be getting another priceless gift, Bowser, from GDB. There's so many people to thank, starting with the puppy raisers, Jean and Diane. I mentioned already you did the hard work. Shelby, Bowser's trainer, Bow Chicka Wow Wow. Margie and Jamie, my trainers, probably harder to train me than Bowser. The RAs, the nurses, the dining room staff that managed to put 5 more pounds on me while I was here. I want to thank my husband, Barry, who's taking care of Vivienne while I'm gone. And if you'll indulge me, there's something about guide dogs that makes me want to sing. Every year I've had Vivienne, I've paraphrased a song in tribute to her, and I haven't had time to do that for Bowser yet, but I reworked and condensed one and adapted it for him today. So maybe if you haven't cried yet, you will now. You might recognize the tune from Mamma Mia. So here goes. I have a dog, he gives me wings. With him I fly like anything, any destination. He makes it worth the while. Slipping through the darkness, it's an easy mile. I believe in guide dogs, helping find the things I cannot see. I believe in Bowser. When he knows it's time to cross the street, we cross the street like I can see. We board the bus, we are a team. Thank you, GDB.
Well, I'm not really sure how to follow up after that. I didn't know it was going to be a contest to sing. But I have to say that Bowser was an incredible dog to raise. It seems like everybody in his litter has been successful. And watching him with you, I've already seen the bond that he has with you. And I see you going many places together. He loves to be by your side. In fact, when we were sitting back there, he rested his head on my foot while we were waiting before we came up here. So I think that Guide Dogs is an incredible organization, and they provide so many services to all of us, puppy raisers as well as handlers. And I can't wait to see where you go, and I'm going to be in your life until whenever, and just know that we're grateful that he found his place with you.
Oh, I'm not singing either. You're very grateful. I mean, you're going to be very grateful for that. But Bubba, I remember the day we brought him home, and we had intended to. My husband, who's the other half of my raising with Bowser, takes a team. Not only because he played a big part, he walked. He was in charge of getting Bowser out and walked, acclimated him to traffic, and introducing him to horses, because we have horses next door, so we always introduce all the puppies to horses, so he likes horses too. But my husband was also involved, as well as Jean and our whole club. So I just wanted to make the point to say that it does take a team to raise these puppies. It's a lot of people. As you could have saw earlier, Bowser knows the other members of our club that are here. And so do the other dogs. They know all the members. But he was a special dog to raise, as they all are. I always say that the one that's graduating is my favorite. It's my favorite. At that time, that's my special dog. But he is a special dog. He brought me through a tough spot in my life. And I'm so glad he has you, and I'm so glad he can help you out, and you can help him out. And I'm sure it'll be it's a good match for you, and I'm so proud. I'm proud of him, and I'm proud of you.
And we should mention that our club is donating the cost of the harness as well for Bowser. So,
Thank you again for that harness donation. Well, Keith, Steve, Marcia, I'm proud of you. You worked hard, and you beat the heat. It's a better temperature today, but it was hot during class. I'm wishing you the best of adventures with your guide dogs, and I hope you don't come back anytime soon. Okay? Thank you.
All right. Congratulations, you guys. Please keep in touch and let us know how you're doing. We always love to hear from you. And I will call you in a couple weeks and check on you. And we're going to do a little guide work kind of not guide work, a training demo for you. And during training, when the dogs are learning all their skills, most of the skills they learn via clicker. We use a clicker to mark the behavior so that the communication is a little more consistent and timely, and they respond better than with just praise or just food. And we start by pairing the sound of the click to food, and it takes less than 5 minutes. They learn it really quick. And then once the dog understands that, then they understand that the click means food's coming, and we can then pair that sound with the behavior. So for example, when we are doing something like stopping for a curb or going to a down position, they get a click and they think, oh, food. And they're likely to want to do these behaviors in anticipation of getting rewarded. So Jamie's going to be working with Bowser, courtesy of Marcia. Thank you, Marcia. And she's going to introduce hand targeting. So when Bowser touches his nose to her hand, she'll click and feed him. And then she can use that hand target to introduce a new destination or an object. So she's going to use the bench as her destination and teach them to target the bench. And then what we want to do with the end goal behavior is to work a short distance from the bench. So first, she gets him just targeting the bench, and then she might step a step away and then get him to move to the bench. And then she'll just add a little distance as she feels like he's ready for it. And I think he's getting it, right? And so then she can pick up the handle from a short distance and work him and see if he'll work to the bench. Yep. Oh, yep. We're used to wearing tennis shoes, so we're not so skilled in our dress shoes here. But it's hard to get them to wait. So you can see how enthusiastic he is, and this is why we use the clicker. They learn really quick, and they like it. They have fun, and it's less stressful for them. And so this is, maybe the end goal of working from a longer distance towards the object. And she can say, find the bench. So she can add the words when she can anticipate that he understands what he's doing. Good job, Bowser. We got him all trained for you, Marcia, now. He's ready to go home. Yeah, and she's going to do it again. Yay, Bowser. Woohoo. Nice. All right. So we are going to, that's the conclusion of our ceremony today. And Jamie's going to return Bowser, but then she'll be back up here if anyone has questions about training or anything. And also, we want to invite you to our gift shop, and we have some refreshments out in the lobby. And we also want you to find out more about our program on guidedogs.com if you're interested in volunteering, working here, donating, finding out more about our programs and events. You can go online at guidedogs.com. So thank you all for coming, and we really appreciate you.